Hey there, YouTube fam. Buckle up because today's video is going to take you on a wild ride through the shocking and tragic stories of celebrities who unfortunately found themselves tangled up in some pretty dark situations. From murder mysteries that would make Agatha Christie raise an eyebrow to jaw-dropping accidents that make you question how it all went so wrong, we're diving deep into the untimely ends caused by these famous faces. So grab your popcorn and get ready for some jaw-dropping tales that will leave you wondering just how thin the line between fame and infamy truly is. Buckle up and let's dive into this roller coaster ride of celebrity misfortune. Alright folks, let's dive into the wild world of Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter. Now before he became a reality TV superstar, it turns out that old Dog had a bit of a run-in with the law back in 1976. Basically, before he was catching criminals, he was the criminal. You see, our man Dwayne found himself caught up in a cannabis deal that went horribly wrong. And by horribly wrong, I mean someone ended up losing their life. Yikes. Not exactly what you'd expect from a guy who later made a name for himself chasing down fugitives. As the story goes, Chapman was the getaway driver in this ill-fated escapade. And as luck would have it, or not, he was convicted of the much lesser charge of third-degree murder for his involvement. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with legal jargon, third-degree murder is what some U.S. states call certain types of homicide. But here's where things get interesting. Despite being sentenced to 5 years behind bars, our pal Dog only served 18 months before being released. Talk about an early release. It seems like even back then, our beloved bounty hunter had some serious negotiating skills. So there you have it, an unexpected twist in the life and times of Dog the Bounty Hunter. From cannabis, deals gone wrong, to serving time for third-degree murder, it's safe to say that Dwayne Chapman has quite the colorful past. Hold on to your rock and roll hats, folks, because we're diving into a tragic tale that even Motley Crue couldn't have imagined. Picture this, it's 1984 and Vince Neil, the frontman of the iconic band, finds himself in a horrifying drunk driving accident. But wait, it gets worse. In a twist of fate that would make even Shakespeare shed a tear, Neil's passenger, Nicholas Dingley, known as Razzle, tragically lost his life. And if that wasn't devastating enough, the individuals in the other car suffered brain damage. But here comes the shocker. Our dear Vince was legally drunk at the time of the crash. Talk about adding insult to injury. You'd think justice would be swift and severe for such a serious offense, right? Well, hold on to your drumsticks because you won't believe this. He served just 30 days in jail. Yes, you read that correctly. 30 measly days behind bars for such a heart-wrenching tragedy. It's enough to make you want to scream, "Shout at the devil!" But hey, I guess it pays to be a celebrity, because if that was me or you, we would still be rotting behind bars. So there you have it, an unfortunate chapter in rock and roll history that reminds us all of the consequences of reckless behavior and serves as a reminder to never underestimate how lenient some sentences can be. Stay safe out there, and remember, don't drink and drive, or else you might end up with your own twisted tale of regret. Alright folks, let's dive into a dark and twisted tale from the literary world. Picture this, it's 1951, and the infamous Naked Lunch author William S. Burroughs finds himself in a rather precarious situation. He and his wife, Joan Vollmer, are having a few drinks with friends when things take a turn for the dangerous. Enter William Tell, not to be confused with your run-of-the-mill apple shooting archery game. Oh no, this version involves attempting to shoot an apple off someone's head, or in this case, a martini glass. I mean, who needs apples when you can aim for something way more sophisticated? Long story short, pun intended, Burroughs tragically missed his mark and ended up shooting his wife instead. Yikes, now you might think that would lead to some pretty serious legal consequences, like being charged with murder, but alas, that wasn't the case. Somehow, amidst all the chaos and alcohol-fueled shenanigans of that fateful evening, Burroughs managed to avoid being charged with murder. Talk about dodging a bullet, or martini glass. Now I must stress that violence is never funny, or something we should make light of, but sometimes you just have to marvel at life's strange twists and turns. And in this bizarre chapter of literary history, it seems like even real-life events can rival the most twisted plot lines. So there you have it. A shocking incident involving renowned author William S. Burroughs, his ill-fated attempt at William Tell, with a martini glass twist, and the surprising lack of murder charges. Life truly is stranger than fiction sometimes. In a tragic incident that could have been straight out of a melodramatic soap opera, Melrose Place actress Amy Locane found herself in the midst of a real-life tragedy. Back in 2010, she was involved in a car accident that resulted in the death of 60-year-old Helene Seaman and serious injury to her husband, Fred Seaman. But wait, it gets worse. Locane was driving under the influence. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of Melrose Place, I envision scandalous affairs and over-the-top drama. But this real-life event takes the cake for being truly devastating. In September 2020, Locane began serving an 8-year sentence for her fatal DUI car crash that occurred a whole decade ago. Talk about delayed justice. What's even more mind-boggling is that she had previously been sentenced to 3 years in prison but only served 2.5 before being resentenced due to leniency. It seems like someone hit the rewind button on this case. Let's hope that this serves as a reminder to everyone out there. Drinking and driving is never worth it. And if you happen to be an actress from a popular TV show, well, let's just say your actions might end up making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Stay safe on those roads, folks. In 2003, the entertainment industry was rocked by a tragic event that left everyone stunned. Lana Clarkson, a promising talent, was found dead from a gunshot wound in Phil Spector's home. Talk about an unexpected twist in the music world. After a lengthy legal battle that had more twists and turns than a roller coaster, justice finally prevailed in 2009. Spector was found guilty of the crime and sentenced to 19 years to life in prison. It's safe to say that his career as a music producer took an unfortunate detour. But the story doesn't end there. Just when you thought this case couldn't get any more bizarre, Spector passed away in a prison hospital on January 16, 2021. It's like something out of a Hollywood script, irony at its finest. Let this be a reminder that even behind the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry, there can be dark secrets lurking beneath the surface. So, next time you're humming along to your favorite tunes, take a moment to appreciate the artistry and hope it comes from someone with better intentions than Mr. Spector. Well, looks like we have a real-life Hollywood drama unfolding here. In a shocking turn of events on the set of the movie Rust, actor Alex Baldwin found himself in the middle of a serious incident. But hold on to your director's chairs because things have taken an unexpected twist. Initially charged with manslaughter, it seemed like Baldwin was about to face some serious legal consequences for discharging that prop gun that resulted in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins and left director Joel Souza wounded. But guess what? All charges against him have been dropped. Talk about a plot twist. It's worth noting that he did actively cooperate with authorities in the investigation. I can't help but wonder if this is just one big real-life mystery, or if there's more to this story than meets the eye. Either way, it's definitely going to go down in Hollywood history as one of those jaw-dropping moments. Whether justice has been served or not, let's hope that everyone involved finds closure, and maybe, just maybe, they'll start using some safer alternatives to prop guns on movie sets from now on. Lights, camera, safety first. In a plot twist that even Hollywood couldn't come up with, Oscar Pistorius, the renowned Paralympics gold medal runner, found himself in a real-life courtroom drama. Unfortunately, it wasn't for breaking any world records or inspiring millions with his athletic prowess. No. Instead, he was convicted of the shocking murder of his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. Picture this. A 4-time Paralympics gold medalist and double amputee firing 3 fatal shots through a locked bathroom door. It's like something out of a suspense thriller gone horribly wrong. But wait, there's more. In the end, Pistorius was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Talk about going from Olympic glory to behind bars in record time. It just goes to show that life can take some unexpected turns. Who would have thought that an athlete who once symbolized triumph over adversity would end up as the protagonist of such a tragic tale? The lesson here? Sometimes reality is stranger than fiction, and justice has its own way of catching up with us all. In a tragic incident back in 2012, actor Johnny Lewis, famously known for his role in Sons of Anarchy, committed a heinous crime that shocked the world. Breaking into the home of 81-year-old Catherine David, Lewis not only ransacked her home but also took the life of both Catherine and her beloved cat. What makes this case even more disturbing is that Lewis had a connection to Scientology through his family and had been associated with Narconon, the church's drug rehabilitation group. Despite later struggles with substance abuse, an autopsy report revealed that at the time of his death, there were no drugs or alcohol found in his system. Well, it seems like Henry Ruggs took the phrase speeding to the end zone a little too literally. Talk about a tragic turn of events for this Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver, driving at an astonishing speed of 156 miles per hour while under the influence of alcohol. I guess Ruggs thought he was in some sort of Fast and Furious movie, but let's be honest, this isn't Hollywood, it's real life, and unfortunately real lives were affected by his reckless actions. The collision between his Corvette and the Toyota RAV4 was so intense that it caused the poor Toyota to burst into flames. Can you imagine? Talk about adding insult to injury, literally. And sadly, within that engulfed vehicle was a deceased victim. It's heartbreaking to think that someone lost their life because of one person's terrible decisions. Now, Ruggs will have plenty of time to reflect on his choices as he serves his sentence of 3 to 10 years in prison. I hope he learns from this experience and understands the gravity of his actions. Let's all learn from this tragedy and make responsible choices on the road. Stay safe out there. The infamous Chappaquiddick incident of 1969. Talk about a real-life drama that could have been straight out of a Hollywood movie. So here's the scoop. Ted Kennedy, the man with political prowess and a knack for getting into trouble back in the day, found himself in quite the pickle when he drove his car off a bridge near Martha's Vineyard, and tragically his passenger, Mary Jo Kopechne, drowned. Now, accidents happen, right? But what really added fuel to the fire was Kennedy's decision to pull a Houdini and flee the scene like a startled squirrel, with no thought of his passenger, Mary Jo Kopechne. 9 whole hours passed before he finally decided it might be a good idea to report the incident. I mean, come on, Ted, couldn't you have at least made a phone call? Needless to say, this little escapade didn't exactly do wonders for Kennedy's reputation. It sparked controversy and speculation galore. People were scratching their heads wondering why on earth he would wait so long to report such a serious incident. But hey, I'm sure this incident gave everyone something juicy to talk about over dinner parties and water cooler conversations for years. And who said politics was boring? In 1987, the stars of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matthew Broderick and Jennifer Grey, set off on a vacation in Ireland. Little did they know that their trip would take an unexpected turn, making it more eventful than any day off Ferris ever had. Picture this, Matthew Broderick behind the wheel, driving down an Irish street. But wait, there's a twist. He accidentally drove on the wrong side of the road. Oops. Cue the dramatic music as he collides with an oncoming vehicle. Talk about a plot twist. Tragically, the driver and passenger of the other car lost their lives due to the injuries sustained in the accident. Yikes, that's definitely not what you expect when you're trying to enjoy some time away from work. And such heartbreaking tragedy for the families of the deceased. Now, you might expect that such a grievous mistake would lead to some serious consequences for Broderick. But hold on to your popcorn, because here comes the punchline. He was charged with careless driving and paid a mere $175 fine. Talk about getting off easy. On January 4th, 1970, a tragic event unfolded involving the legendary drummer of The Who, Keith Moon. In a devastating accident, Moon accidentally struck and killed his friend and bodyguard Neil Boland with his car. The incident occurred as Moon was attempting to drive away from pub patrons who were harassing him. Regrettably, Moon did not see his friend in the road. As a result of this unfortunate incident, Moon faced serious legal consequences. He was charged with Boland's death and also faced charges for driving without a license or insurance, as well as driving under the influence. While the death was ruled an accident, Moon pleaded guilty to the driving charges. The impact of this tragedy weighed heavily on Keith Moon throughout his life. It haunted him and served as a constant reminder of the grave consequences that can arise from a single moment of carelessness. Now, even though no one was directly involved in this tragic accident, except maybe alcohol, we thought it was worth mentioning. Once upon a time in the world of heavy metal, there was a legendary guitarist named Randy Rhodes. He was not only the co-founder and original guitarist of Quiet Riot, but also the guitar virtuoso who rocked alongside Ozzy Osbourne on his first 2 solo albums. But alas, tragedy struck on that fateful day of March 19, 1982 in Leesburg, Florida. Randy Rhodes embarked on an unexpected joyride with a pilot and a makeup artist. Little did they know that this joyride would take an unexpected turn. In a moment of rock and roll madness, they decided to dive bomb the tour bus where Randy's bandmates were peacefully catching some Z's. Unfortunately, their wild maneuver led to disaster as the plane clipped the wing of the tour bus. The consequences were dire as the plane spiraled out of control and crashed into a nearby barn, engulfed in flames. It was a tragic ending for all 3 people on board who lost their lives instantly. The music world mourned the loss of Randy Rhodes, a true guitar legend whose talent knew no bounds. So let this be a lesson to all aspiring rock stars out there. Joyrides are best left for amusement parks, or maybe even bumper cars if you're feeling adventurous. Let's keep our feet firmly planted on solid ground and keep making music without any airborne shenanigans. In 1978, Hollywood experienced a shocking incident that left everyone in disbelief. It was like a plot straight out of a suspenseful movie, but unfortunately it was all too real. Actor Gig Young and his wife were found lifeless in their home, leaving the entertainment industry stunned. The news spread faster than a wildfire as people tried to comprehend the heartbreaking tragedy that had unfolded. It was later revealed that Gig Young had shot his wife before turning the gun on himself. This shocking revelation sent shockwaves through Hollywood and left everyone speechless. Sometimes reality can be stranger than fiction, and this tragic event serves as a reminder that even those who seem to have it all can be battling demons behind closed doors. It's a somber reminder that fame and fortune don't guarantee happiness or inner peace. Once upon a time in the wild world of showbiz, there was a man named Charles S. Dutton who had a life that could rival any gripping Hollywood script. But before he became the successful actor we know today, his journey took an unexpected turn down a dark and tragic path. Picture this: a heated altercation between 2 individuals, tempers flaring like popcorn in a microwave. In the heat of the moment, Dutton unknowingly became involved in an incident that would change his life forever. It's like something straight out of a suspenseful crime drama. Sadly, this encounter took a tragically irreversible turn when the other man lost his life as an unintended consequence. Dutton found himself facing charges and was ultimately convicted of manslaughter. Cue the courtroom drama and tense legal battles. But here's where our story takes an unexpected twist. Despite the immense challenges he faced during those difficult years behind bars, Dutton refused to let his spirit be crushed like poorly written dialogue. Upon his release from prison, our resilient protagonist decided to embark on an entirely different kind of performance, one that would allow him to channel his emotions and creativity into something positive: acting. With determination burning brighter than any spotlight on stage, Dutton pursued his passion for acting with unwavering dedication. He studied tirelessly and honed his craft until he emerged as not just another face in the crowd, but as a talented force to be reckoned with. Through sheer talent and hard work, Dutton managed to transform himself from inmate to inspiration within the entertainment industry. His performances captivated audiences around the world and earned him respect among fellow actors. So remember, folks, even when life throws you its darkest curveballs or lands you in unexpected situations like unintentional manslaughter, don't lose hope. Embrace your passions with fervor and let your talent shine through like Charles S. Dutton did. Because after all is said and done, it's never too late to rewrite your own story.